Hello there mates, Mooshi Gaming here, and thank you for checking into this next episode of Belladonna. So let's jump right into it, shall we? We are nearing, I believe, the conclusion of our mysterious mystery that we have upon our hands here. So I think I already checked everything in here, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna go ahead and back out and try to melt this. Come on, this one should walk over. And try to melt this milk that we have here. See, oh, I don't think I looked at this.
2 statues of angels. It seems a bit paradoxical to create statues depicting something that's supposed to be immaterial. Let's call them Justifer and Phi.
Alright, we've named them.
What a marvelous mausoleum. The plaque says Francisca Canosa. This must be the resting place of the lady from the portrait in the study.
Cool beans. Alright, so let's trek on this way. I don't think I missed anything else. That's the greenhouse over there, right? Okay. Small grave. So we're gonna go and melt this milk. There's what's his name? Power Slosh. There we go. So I want you to come here. There we go. Thought you were kind of stuck there for a moment, Belladonna. Okay, so I want to put the frozen milk, the frozen milk, in the fireplace.
I'll let it stand by the fire for a while.
When do I know it's done?
It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form.
Oh my god. Okay, now let's go back to Mr. Kitty. Belladonna just walks up. Now we're going with my second theory that this is Clara. Clara walks so slowly. Okay, so I'm gonna put the milk in the bowl.
The milk pours easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the bowl to the cat.
I'm not going near that horrible cat.
How am I
I have
gonna
to get rid of it somehow if I want to proceed.
I'm trying to give it the milk. Milk the
Okay,
cat.
so I can give delicious milk to my fearsome adversary, but why would I want to do that? This creature has nothing but scorn for me. It would just take my milk and keep attacking me afterwards. Unthankful thing.
What am I supposed to do with the cat? Am I supposed to poison it? I don't know. I'm confused now. Do I put poison in the...
I think I see where this is going, but I'll need to grind the plant into a powder first. Didn't I see a mortar somewhere in the house?
Why would you kill the kitty? Oh my god. Okay, maybe the cat is being a little unreasonable. There's no reason to kill it. Okay, fine. Let's kill the cat.
Let's grind this plant into powder.
Oh my god. And put
Is this how Clara died?
And now we're gonna go kill Mr. Kitty. I don't condone this at all. If you have a troublesome cat, and they're in your way, you need to find some kind of long stick and just poke them out of the way. Just poke them. Okay. Let's kill the cat. Why not? Here you go, cat. This is not my idea.
Yes, this should put an end to the grim reign of this beast.
I hope you're happy.
Look, it's a key, and it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it. The animal must have managed to steal a key somehow.
Now he's dead, and you're standing on its corpse. How could you? What's up with this
Thaw
ladder?
milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder.
I mean, you didn't have to kill the
This
cat.
is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong.
Did Wolfram murder poor Clara, or did he not? My situation has reached the point where it hardly makes any difference. I still cannot prove anything, but my conviction of his sins is only growing stronger. I cannot look at his face without seeing murder, but Isn't this? Did we already read this? The villain, the fiend. How could I curse my miserable existence? Wait, hang on, what? I write to exercise my brain. I find that my thoughts becomes more firm and solid if I force myself to put them down on paper. It doesn't matter what I write as long as I can learn to think again and to remember. I must try and remember. I have no idea how long I've been this way, a walking course, a mimicry of human life, an unsminch. This is all the doings of my despicable husband. He could not be happier. The villain, he got what he wanted, an obedient wife, a beautiful Galatea that exists solely for his pleasure. If only he knew. These notes are the center of my universe, and I keep them well hidden. He doesn't know. He has no idea. The thought has not occurred to him that I might be a thinking being, and I intend to keep it that way. I am slowly and secretly, meticulously pulling my consciousness out of a black void. At first, I truly was a mechanical toy, responsive but never proactive. But gradually I began to regain capacity for thought, and I quickly realized that I needed to keep it a secret. These thoughts were now the only things in the world that truly belonged to me. Beginning to think again was horrible, in many ways even worse than the state of blissful ignorance from which I had just emerged. I only managed to scribble down single, disconnected words at time, more emotions than thoughts. Impulses, perhaps. My hands and fingers were stiff and clumsy. I remember cutting myself on a sharp pen once and not being able to prevent the blood flow. I thought that would be the end for me. Surely Wolfram would notice the blood on my hands and get suspicious. But no, the self-absorbed fool merely stitched me up and let me go. I sometimes played with the idea of what I would have to do to prove to him that I am a person. But I won't. The monster has other plans. Okay. This is her handwriting now. This was her handwriting before. Okay. I really feel bad for Belladonna. Let's proceed to next room.
Locked.
One of these has got to be just the
That
key.
makes no sense.
Okay, it's the key. There's a locked room.
Interesting, but no.
Okay. It could work. Oh, just one. Just a lot of sheets and one note. Well, here's the next room. Okay. Okay. As my consciousness grows stronger, so does my hatred for my husband. Each morning he brings me with him down to the laboratory and places me in a corner. There I would stand for the rest of the day, still as a statue, silent as death. Occasionally he would throw me a glance or a smile. I find my body smiling warmly back, almost like a reflex, and this indoctrination disgusts me. I am a living decoration, a breathing statue of flesh, his wind-up toy bride. But little does she suspect, my eyes are darting across the room, secretly and attentively following his smallest movements. I carefully memorize every step he takes, every note he writes down, every tiny detail of his ghoulish discovery. If only he knew how fast I am learning. What a willing student I am. As of late, he has even picked up the habit of explaining his scientific work aloud. It helps him think, I suppose, and I nod and smile and give him little encouraging laughs at all the right places. He is muttering his darkest secrets to me, and I drink it all up. And oh, if only he knew just how close he brushes with his own demise. Hundreds of times each day, he is close enough for my hands to reach up and snap his neck. My strong fingers are on his throat, slowly squeezing his precious life out of him. But no matter how close he stands, my arms will not move. I am a prisoner of my own courts, staring out through glassy eyes, unable to will any action until my own dead limbs. Call for me and I will walk. Ask me a question and I will talk. But my rotting brain is unable to form initiatives of its own. I am a golem following orders. Yet each passing night my willpower grows stronger. I write my thoughts down diligently and practice my mental capacities with all the resolve I have. The results are slow but reliable. One day soon I will have the tenacity to strike. And as soon as the time comes, strike I will. One of these days his lovely life-size doll will suddenly find a power within her to execute her swift revenge. Oh, there's only one left. To the next room we go. I don't think there's anything in here. Okay, so we have the wardrobe.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check.
Yeah? Now that you say that, there's a broken mirror.
The mirror is completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like their reflection.
Locker?
Let's take a look inside.
Oh, the tiny keyhole.
I wonder if this key fits. There's a
Big
key
key.
inside. A very important one.
Here's some
Coils
rope.
of rope. I wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom.
Out of all the strange things that's happened here, coil rope does not. Oh boy. The last journal page.
A note.
failure. The attempt was a failure. I could not lure my lost lover back to her deceased corpse. All my preparation in vain. I'm all alone now. No one to turn my key. Do I do this? Oh no. Was this a bad idea?
Clara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself. But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind, a whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help me?
Of course I will.
Thank you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations, and in the meantime you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us. We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of reconstructing effort.
Okay, let's go through all of these.
I saw a brain preserved in alcohol down in the laboratory.
Oh, you did? That's good. That, my dear, is the brain of baby Lucas.
Huh?
Your son?
Lucas was never buried. The doctor had the body cremated very quickly and thus incinerated all the evidence that the corpse was not complete. He had stolen the brain and kept it for himself. I don't know what he claimed about not planning on resurrecting his child, but the truth is that he kept the brain all the same.
Let's see. And now you want your child back.
Now you want your child back?
No, my dear. It's just a brain. I wanted you back, so I took great care to preserve your personality. But this brain is young and has been dead for very long. I suppose the creation will be my child, in a way, but not my son Lucas.
Okay, well, we are running up against 15 minutes, but I do want to look at the rest of these before I leave, so let's just...
Clockwork?
Yes, we need something to supply the body with the force to move. We can't make the heart beat again, so we use the spring-loaded clockwork. In the future, we'll have to think of a source of parts more reliable than salvaging old-time pieces, but that'll do for now.
I see.
Thank you.
And a head.
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
Okay.
Was it Francesca's portrait I saw in the study?
Yes, Francesca Canosa was my grandmother. My family moved to this country several generations ago. My father, named Hugo, gave me the name Belladonna to allude to our ancestry. I was the last of the Canosas, and I acquired the name von Trauerschloss through marriage. And now, well, now I'm not very concerned with human family names. We will not reproduce in a mother-daughter kind of way, so what use will we have of family names?
Okay.
Your grandmother. Will it not cause problems to attach a woman's head to a man's body?
No, I don't see how it would make any difference in this new race of ours. We do not even reproduce sexually, so not even that significance is relevant.
Oh god, okay, I'll bite.
What do you mean we don't reproduce sexually? How do you know?
I spent quite some time with Wolfram dead and mindless, you know. I can safely say that, though we do experience all the physical sensations of intercourse, we cannot become pregnant or bear children.
I see.
I see. I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
And more
Some
questions?
things have been puzzling me.
Did I used to have hair? I am interested.
Did I
I'm
used to have hair?
interested.
You had beautiful hair. Unfortunately, I had to shave it all off in order to operate on your head and open your cranium.
You're not bald. Will it grow back? No, I don't think so. I think she's not bald because she was, wasn't she, like, poisoned?
You're not bald.
I was revivified directly after my death, when my body was still fresh. You, my dear, had been in the ground for quite some time. I had to reconstruct large parts of your decomposed corpse.
That explains the metal construction holding together my skull.
I have my fair share of screws and bolts myself, but they are carefully hidden. I opted to sacrifice your pretty hair so that I could work more on preserving your brain. Something the good doctor did not do for me.
Will it grow back? Sure.
Will it grow back?
I don't rightly know. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, that's more than I was expecting.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Okay, what is this I'm
What is this
wearing?
I'm wearing?
I'm so sorry about that. I covered you in scraps and bandages I found in the laboratory. I had to cut open and discard most of what you were buried in order to stitch you up. I want you to know that my plan was to be right next to you when you woke up, to help you understand and to find a proper dress. I'm so sorry it didn't come to pass like that.
Aw, she's actually really sweet.
On my way in here, I killed a cat. It was in my way and it felt so natural to just dispose of it. It worries me a bit.
How so?
I may have a functional brain, but what about a soul? Shouldn't there be something in me stopping me from hurting others? Or at least making me feel bad about it?
You're right. It did come very natural for me to murder my husband. But I'm not too worried about this. I have no desire to commit unnecessary killings, and I do have control over my actions.
What if you're raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
What if you're raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
These are questions we need to know.
They won't
Answers
be mass
we need.
murderers any more than you and I. And besides, why should we prioritize the lives of the living above the lives of the dead?
Okay.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Why did you put me in the
Why did you put this wind-up mechanism in my head? Yours is in your back.
Yes, the damned doctor had placed my wind-up mechanism in my back. It goes straight into my chest and heart, giving me a strong central of power. But it is placed outside my own reach.
So, you can't turn it yourself?
No, I can't. I have to depend on others. That's why I chose to put the key in the back of your head, well within reach of your own hands. I know what it means to not be in control of your own existence, and I will never put someone else in the situation I'm in.
Okay, come on.
Thank you.
Of course.
Come on.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
That's it. That's all we have.
I'll start looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
Ah, I could have kept talking to her. Okay, well, we're all done now anyway. So, if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, like, and share this video to get the word out about Mooshi Gamer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.